Hello, good morning. Thank you so much for joining me here in my shop. So this might be the last video for this radio. I'm going to be doing the alignment, and based on how that comes out, I may be happy with the condition of the radio at the end of that. So I've got the alignment instructions here. They're vague. They're vague, except you never know where a really good hint is going to come from. Now, this whole paragraph is an explanation of how to avoid aligning the radio on the image frequency by accident when you're doing the local oscillator, which is something to consider in a lot of radios. And this one gives a fairly direct explanation of how to do it. I've never actually thought of it this way. It's quite simple what they're suggesting there. So we'll do this when the time comes, just to be sure we're not aligning it improperly. And then this is a procedure. It could be applied to any radio after that. It's very, very simple stuff. So once again, you just never know. Like a lot of these alignment procedures, the writers of them, I guess, had certain bugaboos in their head that they just wanted to get out and tell people about. So they would write a paragraph. Hey, by the way. Well, there's a lot of hey, by the ways in this thing. But seldom do you find a absolutely complete alignment chart. I had one in here a few radios ago. Pages where the person who wrote the chart explained everything in the description. That's a great document to get a hold of, but most of the time they're pretty vague. This one's quite vague. So alignment sequence, 4 steps, 455 kilohertz, because we're going to do the IF first. So I've got this set to 455 in series with a 200 picofarad capacitor right to the antenna. Now what I've done it a little differently here. I've just got a loop up against the loop antenna. I'm going to try this first rather than make a direct connection. And in this case we're feeding in the IF right through the antenna. So we're going to leak it through the front end of the radio into the IF and on through. Which you can do this with many radios. Band switch B for broadcast. I'm pretty sure that's where it's set now. Dial tuning should be with the capacitor open with the capacitor there, open all the way. Good. Okay, we'll hit the power here. Oh, I also have, wait, just before I turn it on, so I also need I've decided I'm going to measure the AVC voltage to do the alignment, as opposed to sound coming from the speaker. There's no instructions here on this part. So it's odd that they would go into so much detail here but leave out some very simple things. Now the alignment work takes place on the top of the radio. Let's put it like this here. Bits of solder and stuff falling out of it. Now the clip leads were done in such a way that they should be fine even after all that shaking and stuff. Good. Okay. These screws are going to get aligned. Let me grab a tool here to do it with. And we can try this. Okay, and AVC, let's get it up here. Better turn the meter on, make sure it works. Doesn't show well when it's not on. Let me just swing this a little bit this way. You can see the meter in this camera too. Power on, power on. There we go. Up the volume a bit. Now this may come right through. In fact, I'm going to cut this back a little bit here, so we don't have the signal generator coming through. Wow, it just seems hummier all the time. Let's see. Yeah, wow. I had to do something about that at some point. But not right now. So alignment, we should be hearing the signal from there. Let me just switch this over here. Up. 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 Oh, 453. Okay, heard a little bit coming out of here. Why am I not hearing any of the modulation? So modulation's at 30%. Can you hear that? Hey, this, wow. Well, that's just a terrible. Now maybe this method isn't working well. This method of connecting them. Well, it's barely there. It's right on the money too. I'm looking at the AVC meter. There's no response, of course, with this very, very low signal. Well, okay, let's not try this. Let's feed it in as they suggest. Boy, that hum is annoying. Now, where to put the ground on the signal generator? Good question. And the antenna wires here. We want it on the antenna wire while we're doing the broadcast band. Do antenna. Okay. Down. We'll just try a single connection and just leave this open for now. Well, that's pretty odd. So I hook this up and I can hear what I think is the tone coming from there, but it's not coming from there. More. I need to hook up the ground. So we'll just try it onto the chassis first. Wow, that hum is terrible. Okay, we hear it. It seems extraordinarily weak to me. It's right on the right frequency, but it seems extraordinarily weak. Well, let's give it a go. See what happens here. There's nothing on the AVC meter to even see yet. Up or down? Down. Oh. Okay, got something there. Nope. One screw out. It's a pretty strong signal I'm feeding in there, but I think on the broadcast band, let me turn this down. I think on the broadcast band, this antenna wire is disconnected. I remember seeing this. This switch right here. So the antenna wire comes in through a capacitor, through this transformer, and into the chassis. So it's the output of the transformer that feeds on into the radio, and you can see the switch is not closed. So I don't know if they're just hoping there's enough leakage of signal to get into the radio like it is now. or if I should switch this to B. Why don't I switch to B and just see if that doesn't, and just see if I'm right about this. Now, I have a feeling I just switched it to the broadcast band. That's kind of weird. Oh no, the last thing I was doing was probably shortwave. Yeah, I probably had it on the wrong band. Okay, well, got a lot louder. Everything I said turns out to be wrong. Okay, I can't imagine that there's anything different last time around, but let's just double check. A little tiny ABC voltage showing up here. 5 volt scale, about 1 volt. Just doing each of the four screws. Last one here. Okay, back to the first. I think we're done on the IF here. Maybe not. So when I said first, it's really second. This is really the first IF here. Squeaking a little more out of it here. Let's just keep going. Just a little more. Good. That's good. Okay, we're ready to start the actually we go up on the shortwave band. So I've set the radio on shortwave already, and we want to tune to 15300. So I think I'm there, but you know, how do you know you're at 15300 on this radio? You know when you're at 15, so we'll pretend that that's 15300 there. We want to attach to the antenna. Oh, I made a mistake up on that last. That's okay. 400 ohm resistor. 400 ohm resistor. Okay, I have one. Just for this purpose. Just a resistor. Okay. Adjust for maximum output, C. And C is the oscillator trimmer. I get at it with a screwdriver just up through here. Turn this guy up again. So the challenge here, this paragraph comes into effect now. So let me read this. When aligning the shortwave oscillator trimmer C, be sure that the circuit is aligned at the correct frequency and not at the image frequency, which is 910 kilohertz lower. The image frequency is 910 kilohertz lower. So I believe that is suggesting the IF on shortwave is running below the tuned frequency. To check, tune in the frequency. What? To check, tune in the generator frequency, then increase the generator output, and then tune in the image frequency on the radio. The image frequency should be weaker than the fundamental and audible 910 kilohertz lower on the receiver dial. If the image cannot be tuned in, the oscillator trimmer is adjusted in the wrong peak. So we'll check this. So what we do is tune in the signal generator. Well, we've got to do this somewhere more like 13, so we have room to go up and down. 13. Okay, we'll put this on to 13. there it is. So the idea now, we have it tuned in. We turn the signal level up on this thing and then see if we can hear it 910 kilohertz below. Okay, so we're gonna jam it up. 910 is roughly 12. Now the idea is we're supposed to be able to hear it. So is it up above? It's up above. Oh, there's two of them. What's going on there? Okay, so we're sending 13 megacycles here. We tuned it in. There. Okay, that's definitely. Now we're supposed to go down, right? Read this again to be sure, Jim. To check, tune in the generator frequency, then increase the generator output, then tune in the image frequency. The image frequency should be weaker than the fundamental and audible 900 kilohertz lower. If the image cannot be tuned in lower, then you're on the wrong peak. This is on the wrong peak, I think. So there we are. So we go lower. Nobody home. But we go higher. Wait a minute. Okay, so that's the 13 there. And we'll go higher. Somebody there. And another one way up here. Jeez, I wonder if that's like double or something like that. Oh my gosh, another. Oh, they're all over the place. Oh, oh no. Oh. Okay, so let's tune it in again here. Maybe I got it all wrong. So, paying attention now to the AVC meter. So this, I think, is the image. I think what's happening is I'm picking up other signals in here and making me think this is the real one. This isn't the real one. Okay, the real one. So that we can get up to what? We can get up to around 3 volts on there. Where'd it go? Let me read it on the right scale. 5 volt scale. 1 volt. We're up around 1 volt there. Oh, 1.5. And we'll go to this higher one that seemed to be a lot stronger. Okay, so this is the real one. Boy, I almost got this all messed up, didn't I? This is the real McCoy. And if we go down 1 megahertz, roughly. Here. Oh. Well, that's a lot more than 1 megahertz, isn't it? What the heck is going on? So 13 on the dial, 13 on the signal generator. Yet the stronger signal is up here. So I'm going to guess it's aligned on the wrong peak because 13 is actually showing up here close to 15, 14.5. So that means we've got to spin that oscillator adjustment. Let's get this right now. I thought I got a tool out. I had a tool out. Tool is gone. I gotta get another tool. Let's get another tool here. Okay. So the oscillator adjustment is what? Let's just be absolutely sure here. Yeah, C, oscillator adjustment. What I'm trying to do is I want, you know, right now this is at 14. I should have 14 on the signal generator, but I don't. 13, so I really want to drive this peak down to 13. That's what I want to do. I want to drive this tone down. Wow, it's too wide. Huh, I never believe that. Yeah, well, okay. I'm going to do what I usually do is I try with a metal screwdriver. This one might have some effect, but I like the stiffness, as I've explained so many times. Here we go, touching. So it is having effect, unfortunately. But let's see what we can do with this, and we can touch it up with something else. Oh, that's really bad. I haven't moved it at all. Just, yeah, you know, that's not going to work. I need a plastic. I need a plastic. And we'll try this one. So you know what it is? It's moving the screw without turning it. So let's turn it a little bit here. Oh, one little turn and it's all gone away. Did we go in the right direction? So again, we want this to be on 13 in the end. So we'll go down. There it is. So I'm getting this right on 13 here. I'm just picking 13. That's 13. Put this down to 13 also. Now I'm going to try to find it using the screw, but the screw is jumpy. So there's a good chance I'm just going to jump right by. Let's see. Oh, right by it. Boy, that's weak. Now I become aware there's a whole bunch of little signal peaks in here. No, didn't get there. It's one of these false peaks. Let's keep going. That's better. Okay, so if this is the right peak, it says 13 on my signal generator over here, 13 on the dial. There should be another peak below. I have the signal generator up pretty high. There it is, right on the money. And if we go up, all quiet. Excellent. So we corrected that. So this was not done correctly. The instructions are really simple. Tune in the signal generator signal. Increase the output of the signal generator. Go looking for the image with the radio. It's really simple. I wish I'd thought of that myself. Okay. So that's the oscillator adjustment. That's going to be good enough. That's just because I did it at 13 instead of 15 won't really matter. Okay, so now we're supposed to do D. D is this screw, and D is probably the antenna or something like that. So we do this at 15. We can do it right here at 13. It really doesn't matter. Let me turn this down a little bit so I don't have to listen to it. Now I want to make sure we're tuned dead on, so I'm going to move the signal generator to maximum AVC here. Okay. The objective now is to maximize that reading. Oh boy. It's going off scale. I do believe this was a problem. So there is a peak right there, right around 15. Wow, what a huge difference this made. Turn this back. Because I was putting a pretty heavy signal into the radio. Okay, that's great. That's D. Now we're down to antenna E and F. So E is the other one here, and F is on the back of the antenna. E and F. We do this at 1400. Okay. 1400. Nice quiet spot there. Good. We'll see if 1400 actually really shows up here. What was that? That was pretty odd. There, trying to make these numbers show up on camera. 1400. How about 1500? Let me look at the dial here. Son of a gun, the dial's right on 14. There's no, there's no oscillator adjustment. Maybe, I don't know. No oscillator adjustment. Wouldn't you rather have this more accurate on AM? It's way off. Okay, let's do what it says. Do what it says. E. Where's my meter? Oh my gosh, my meter's pinned right over. Let's try it like that. We better check the tuning here again. Checking the tuning. Okay, now we're ready. Well, this is like an oscillator here. This must be another oscillator adjustment. Okay, so this is an oscillator adjustment. That makes sense, doesn't it? Right, two together. What about up here? So you're doing the one oscillator up here, and you're doing the other one on its own trimmer down here. That's down where? Down here. That's what's going on. So we did the oscillator for the shortwave based on the trimmer right on the capacitor, and now we're going to compensate on the AM band with this trimmer. Got it. So I want to make sure the dial is accurate here on 14. That's 14. And it's 15. So I want to drive this down to 14. Take a shot, turn this one direction, and we'll see if that's downwards. That was upward. That was upwards. So we want to go downwards. So I'm going to put this down, and we're going to try to turn the screw past this and hear it as we go by. That's the idea. I didn't hear it. I think I went flying by it. Let's try this spot here. Where are you? Oh my gosh, 12? Come on. I knocked it all the way down to 12. Holy smokes. And what are we aiming for? 14 again. Okay, it just went so quickly. I'll get this more. Can't miss it. So that's 13, but we're on our way to 14. Let's go up to 14, because I can't miss it with it turned up. 14. There it is. Okay, what we'll do now, so I'm more interested in the other end of the AM band. We'll go down there, see if this worked out. Pretty quiet, eh? Go down to 6. That's because I haven't done, maybe because I haven't done this capacitor yet. On the back here. So I'm going to set the radio to 7 megahertz, 700 kilohertz. Well, we'll just see if it really is 700 kilohertz. Will we? Here, we will this way. Through the IF and up. .685. It's way off 700. Not way off. So I think I'm going to adjust the trimmer inappropriately at this end of the band to try to bring this radio into alignment at the lower end of the dial here. So it's right on 7. So I'll put the signal generator to 7. We'll see how much I have to crank this to get there. Okay, 700, and I'm going to peak the AM trimmer. It's on the back here. Antenna trimmer. Wait a minute, is this going to work? Ah, wait, no. I bet you I got to do that F with a coil. It just says antenna. Okay, let's try it. Wow, that's good. Need a stronger screwdriver. I'm really cranking down the trimmer here. Don't want my hand near the antenna. I can't get enough on there. This adjustment is supposed to be made at the other end of the band. But I'm more interested in the lower end. That's really, really good, I think. Let's try the radio out. So it's just working on this antenna here. Probably should have done this on a regular signal being received anyway. rather than the way I did it. So 680 should be right in here. Nope. 640. What's happened to them all? Let me prove that this is 640 first. This is really not a very good result so far here. 640, eh? They're talking about sports, it's 590. $590. That's $590. It's way off. Switch to shortwave and just see how well we did with shortwave here. So there's no antenna on here at all. I don't know if this will even, maybe it'll come through the way it is. Let's try it out. So we're around 6 megahertz. So we'll jump up to 6 megahertz here. The radio tuned dead on here. Okay, so that's right on. Oh, am I looking at the right? Don't. I get confused sometimes because of 6 megahertz and 6 kilohertz, 600 kilohertz, whatever the number is. I think I heard this in more than one spot. 6. Okay, very close to 6 now. But that's not the loudest signal, is it? There's a bunch of spots where it comes in. Let me turn this up and just listen. It's 1. 1. Okay, going up. 1. The real 1. Yeah, right. Good demonstration. Real 1. 1 there. No, there's really only one very loud. Very loud. Pretty close to 6. 8. just a little low. Pretty close again. This will be 8. I think that's 11. This will be 10 here. 10. Let's go on the high side now. This will be 12. Just about dead on. Yeah. And then again here, we'll do it right at 15. There's a reason why we're going to do it at 15. 15. Pretty close. 15 is actually down here. 15. That's good enough. This antenna away. So we're trying to pick up 15 megahertz here, and at 15 megahertz there is a time signal from the United States. This is my outside antenna. Okay, now sometimes there's a strong shortwave station just above this frequency that we're listening to right now. Let's see if we can get it. Actually, it's quite a ways above. Hoping for 15,700. No, I don't think it's going to get there anyway. I think it's out of the range. We just went right past that signal we were listening to. This is really tough to tune these radios here. Would help if I had the knob on it, of course. Okay, let's go see what else we can pick up here. This is a 13 megahertz band. This is a European band. That's good. That's very good. Go down. You need to be very sharp-eared. Whatever that means. Okay, 11.6 or so we should get. Very good. Okay, down around 9. Should maybe some stuff hopping, powerful stuff down here. Let's see. So that's 10 megahertz. That's the WWV at 10, and we're right in the 10 spot. Now we should pick up some strong stuff down there.
And follow Jesus. May the words of this Christmas carol be our prayer today. O Holy Child of Bethlehem, descend to us, we pray. Cast out our sin and enter in. Be born in us today. We hear the Christmas angels, the great glad tidings tell. O come to us, abide with us, our Lord, Emmanuel.
This is something Middle Eastern here. There's a woman singing. It's not Saudi Arabia, I don't think. Don't know. It's French, I think. Okay. Let's go. Brother Stare from the United States. There he is again. He's everywhere. So this can show you, if you're not, if you've got one of these radios and you want to try shortwave, see how slowly I am tuning this one? This is what you got to do. Any speed, you just, except for the loudest signals, you'll miss them all. Oh. Yow, that's a loud one. No, we're not likely to get too much from lower here. That's a very odd thing. That was very odd. Oh, another station. Another one. So I think those last couple stations are actually out of the broadcast band. And really... So I think we're in the 7.4 range now. That was clearly a Caribbean signal. Wow, there's lots to hear today. The other thing too about tuning shortwave is it's fading in and out, and if you tune past during the fade out, you'll miss it. that's ham radio there. Single sideband. So this funny sound here. Oh, where did it all go? There. All this? So that's about probably a dozen or more ham radio guys communicating semi-automatically using their computers to drive their radios. They don't use microphones. They don't speak into it. They let the computer send out these tones. It's like a teletype on steroids, a lot of steroids. And that's it. There it is. That's what ham radio sounds like for a lot of ham guys. And on this one frequency, there are probably 12 or some number like that of independent conversations going on at the same time through typing, type to each other. Even though when you listen to it on a radio like this, you hear them all coming out at once, together, like some kind of terrible orchestra. It's done with software. Let's move on. So this is a really good reception. I mean, this is surprising. I'm getting pretty low here. It's still 11 o'clock in the morning. Now I'm really pretty sure I won't get anything out of here. Something in there. Now that is real teletype. Let's see if I can make it sound more like teletype here. We're around 6.5. There we are. Now, what for sure this is, I have no idea. Is this really teletype? It could be classic, old teletype, or it could be updated. It could be. This could be spy signals. This stuff can be encoded. Just by virtue of being sent like this, it's encoded, right? I can't understand it, can you? So, don't know. My own impression is on the shortwave bands, what is going on in terms of secret communications is radios that broadcast at multiple frequencies and skip through those frequencies up and down here and there in such a way that there's no way a radio like this can hear it. There's just no way. And the receiver is designed to skip and follow that stuff. I don't know, it's all secret. It's secret, we can't know. Okay. Well, this radio came out pretty good. I like it a lot. For a short wave guy, it's not bad. It's just very hard to tune. But in terms of sensitivity and reception, it's pretty good. I got a pretty hefty antenna on this guy too. So I'm going to stick him back in his cabinet, and we'll get a final look-see. Okay, let's check it out. So I think I'm tuning the AM band here. Let's see how it looks. Okay, needs a little extra light. Now, some kind of interference has started up here in the meantime. That I hear in my shop regularly. I don't know what does this. We're not going to get past it here. It's interesting. The outside antenna is still connected. That's better.
Time in he will spend most of their time in Canada. Maybe they're going to spend time in the U.S. I mean, we don't know yet.
It's possible. It's possible. I suspect that it will be when they
qui arrive à défier le système esclavagiste et en même temps le capitalisme. Ça fait beaucoup. Pour une petite île, donc elle va devenir ce premier pays du sud des rapports nord-sud et elle va tout connaître. Elle sera à la fois le monde.
Beautiful. What about that buzz?
Matrice de tout ce qui peut produire.
Never hear it. Okay, let's go for shortwave again. Yeah, put the antenna back on. I'm not gonna get anything without an antenna. Okay.
You change, but not God. And so we told in Psalm 119, verse 19, Lord, thy word is in heaven. Your word, the word of God is forever. Skies are going to go, Peter said, they're going to pass with a perfect peace.
to one end of the bridge to the other, and they began flagging down other motorists, warning them to slow down. Seeing my cousin over to the side, stopped, got out, and tried to help. Slowed way down and was able to pass on without mishap. About this time, however, a third car came along, going rather fast. My cousin had her jacket off and was waving it at the driver. The other guy that had stopped was motioning with his hand, trying to get the woman in the third car to slow down. She glanced over at them, but then turned back and continued on. Not only...
Sounds like an exciting story, doesn't it? Brother Stare again. Well, clearly, this radio is working really well. No question about it, so thanks so much for watching the series, and hope you enjoyed that. And we're on to the next radio. I'll have in here tomorrow. I'm pretty excited about working on it. It's one I am halfway through it, so we're going to finish it off starting tomorrow. So again, thanks a lot for watching, and see you on the next video. Bye bye.